Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you so much for joining us for our Wednesday weather update for November the 30th, the last day of November, and the outlook for the first week of December. Also today, we've got our next and final Climate Watch update for 2022, and this is the outlook for December, but also January and February as well. So the summer outlook with Climate Watch coming out later today, and a sneak preview. What can I tell you? Well, basically the weather pattern that we've had in November is likely to carry on into December, and maybe beyond that as well. So that's not going to please a lot of people, but it will please some. But we'll have more details in that video later today. Let's now get into the forecast for the next several days coming up. And we've got low pressure in the dark shading here around New Zealand and the Southern Ocean. We've got a mild nor'wester in the north about to give way to a cooler sou'wester. And that's the reason why around Mystery Creek for Fieldays, we're seeing some downpours today and a few isolated thunderstorms moving up into Auckland as well. Some weak low pressure to the north, but really the other area of low pressure is here. We've got one low to the north of Australia and another one out here around the Coral Sea. And those two are combining to bring in some rain over the days ahead, while high pressure dominates down here, which is very good news considering the Murray River is still causing some flooding as levees start to breach. Let's have a look at the forecast for Mystery Creek and Hamilton. Now, if you want this exclusive forecast, just head to ruralweather.co.nz. We have hourly and 10-day forecast for this specific location. Now, many of you will be watching this video after this has happened, but some big downpours coming through late morning and early afternoon around Mystery Creek, and yes, the chance of a thunderstorm. But look at this forecast. Apart from a few more showers just briefly overnight tonight and early on Thursday, really it's looking mainly dry, partly cloudy, and look how warm it is, into the low 20s. For those who usually attend field days, it's normally in June. So to see it up into the low 20s, that's a bit of a nice treat. Let's take a look at the rainfall map. The only one we've got is for Australia, the next 4 days coming up, and the bulk of the rain from the top end to around about Cairns, although from Cairns to Townsville, that's the area where we could be seeing 125 millimetres or more. And further down between Rockhampton and Brisbane, another area there with over 100 millimetres, although Brisbane is on the outer edges of that. Let's now get into the forecast. Here we are for Thursday. So we've got that southwest change across the country. December 1st in New Zealand won't feel like the start of summer. Again, like I said yesterday, December 1st is the start of the meteorological calendar. So start of summer on the meteorological calendar, but the astronomical calendar, the Earth's rotation around the sun, means that we've still got 3 more weeks of spring to go if you go by that date. So if you go by the later date, you probably won't be so disappointed at the spring-like weather we've got coming up over the next few days. Silver lining, glass half full, all that stuff. So Thursday, a few showers around, certainly cooler, and the main low pressure zone, this one here, driving in that wind and rain around Brisbane and further northwards. By the time we get to the end of the week, on Friday, that low is drifting further out to sea, but the other one is now starting to slide down the coastline. The high pressure zone around Tasmania and Victoria, very welcome, considering the Murray River is having problems. This is good to see high pressure zones in the area. But the New Zealand area, another cold surge on Friday for Southland, Otago and Canterbury, and showers and southerlies coming in for Wellington and Wairarapa as well. Most other places are dry, but there could be a couple of lingering showers around Northland and Auckland. Now, as we go into the weekend, winds swing around to the southeast for northern New Zealand. That's usually quite sunny for Wanganui and Taranaki and up towards Waikato and Auckland and Northland, but there could be some showers here pushed in with that southeasterly that could clip Western Bay of Plenty, Coromandel, and then north of Auckland, getting into northern parts of Northland. Further south, things have taken a bit of a breather and a break on Saturday, but we've still got the windy easterlies and showers and rain coming in for parts of Queensland, mostly up around Cairns. Now, as we get to Sunday, New Zealand's next colder surge comes back in again. Temperatures drop, more wind and showers, especially around the west coast, Southland, and coastal parts of Otago. High pressure elsewhere is the main feature though. Now that's going to be parked in a place that's going to encourage windy sou'westers in the Auckland area, so it won't be a perfectly settled day on Sunday, even if it is mostly dry. And on the other side, windy weather coming through for Western Australia. Nor'westers there for you. Let's get into next week. So high pressure moves into the Tasman Sea and then it starts to cross over northern New Zealand on Monday, but it's really only the far north that will be getting it. Everybody else is on the outer edges of it, which means the sou'westers carry on. Or put another way, spring-like weather carries on into the start of next week. And we get to Tuesday of next week, and look at this, a surge of colder airflow down here around the lower South Island. So southeasterlies and showers, not a huge amount of rain though, but colder. And then you got some wet weather around central New Zealand with those southerlies, and once again up around Auckland and Waikato and Northland, sou'westers, and a couple of showers coming through. But there is some high pressure that is after that. So hopefully that's the end of the cold southerlies. But like I say, as we go into December, the weather pattern we've had in this month, November, does look to carry on in the New Zealand area. The last feature on the map here, the three lows in Australia, one near Tasmania, the other one near Queensland, and the other one in Western Australia. That is kind of symbolising how December is likely to be. There is a lot of low pressure coming up in December. So don't forget our Climate Watch update for the month of December and the outlook for summer. That is out later on today. That is all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow with our next weather update.